Hi YouTube, how's it going? What are you doing? I'm really excited to be here and to do part 2 of our John Melton and Ray Higdon video. So how was your day today? Today I did my second ever personal training session and we did more core stuff, and he wanted me to do 3 1-minute planks with 1-minute break in between. Sorry, my microphone. With 1-minute break in between, and I was like, okay, I can do 1-minute plank. Like I'll at least get that. And then in my head I was like, I probably will fail the other two. And then I did the other two as well. I was very proud of myself because I was not expecting that, because I have thought that my core sucks, but it must be a little bit better than I thought. So that was very exciting for sure. I was very surprised. Hi, Sarah. How's it going? Thank you for being here. Hey, Lisa. Here we are for part 2. Woo, woo, woo. Hi, Mr. Ranger Lab and Marie and Red Wing. Hi. So cool that we have friends here already. This is so awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it so much. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was confused. I don't want this view. I want to be smaller. There you go. Thank you, Marie. I was very proud of myself. And then what else did we do? Squats, kind of like a modified squat, because I have like bad ankle from I broke the same foot twice. So I did like modified squat with a bit of weight. And I was really happy with that too. And the first session we worked on lunges because of my feet. My messed up feet, I cannot do a proper lunge. So I said to him, like, I really want to be able to do a lunge, like a proper lunge, and get as low as I need to get, and that's a goal. And so we're working towards that. I missed the first part, but I have a note. I was on vacation. That's amazing. I hope you had fun on vacation, and I hope, like, I don't know if you're like working tomorrow, but I hope you've had a second to like unwind and get your stuff together for real life at home again. All right, I'm ready to go, and I hope you guys like the video.
So many things there, but yeah, I agree with all of that. And be honest here.
So he's telling us, John was just telling us about how important events are in MLM, and they're going to go into discussing how important it is and how you have to get there, because one golden nugget at the event could completely change your life and your family's life. Oh, excellent vacation. No work tomorrow. That's awesome. Yay. I'm glad you had a good vacation and you don't have to work tomorrow. That's awesome. No.
And I'll tell you, our industry has forgotten that. Oh, like I'm kind of, kind of maybe guys that I speak at, 2 events a month, almost every month. And so, company event, or, sometimes it's real estate, sometimes it's faith, sometimes it's finance. And so I get to be at a lot of events in person as a speaker usually. And I can tell you that, when people.
So for the friends who are here already, I'm seeing like connections suck. So if it's like getting in the way of like the video, it's okay if the video freezes, but like if you can still hear the video, and if the connection is sucky while I'm talking, if you can't hear me, can you let me know? And then I can take my face off the screen and I'll just be a little box, because I want you guys to be able to hear what they're saying, So let me know if you can't.
Are back in an event, especially post-COVID, they're like, oh my God, I forgot what this is like.
Exactly.
Oh, I forgot I was missing. Before COVID, we all knew we came on. Everyone was reverent of it, right? You would lock yourself in a room. You'd, make sure do not disturb, right? Now, I mean, you're ironing clothes, you're chasing kids, the doorbell rings, right? You're
So back in like right in the middle of COVID, most events were virtual, right? And most people who didn't have to be like at a store or like weren't like face to face customer service, most people were required to work from home, but it wasn't automatically easier to work from home. A lot of people with children said like it was really hard because say they have like say they have a toddler and then they have a kid in school and they were like taking care of their toddler while teaching their kid for school while also doing their work. So it's not automatically easier for an MLM event to be online. And he's saying during COVID, we were all like really strict with it. And now we're like, real life is back, our kids are back at school, and so we are like having to do other things while listening to the event. And it's okay if we have to multitask, right? Like everyone's life is different, and if one person needs to be making dinner while listening to the event, if that's the only way that they're able to listen and engage, then it shouldn't matter. But we know a lot of people in MLMs will really like push the fact that you have to sit there and just stare at the screen and not do anything else, even though that's not real life. Okay, Marie said, I planned a 2-day hike during next week, pending that's not supposed to rain. Oh my goodness, have fun. I hope it doesn't rain. Okay, thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate you letting me know. I was just looking. I'm like, the connection's terrible. And I practice this. Like, I let it run for a long time with my camera on, and it like flickered a few times, but overall it was fine. And now, of course, like 9 friends watching me, it's like not working fully, and I'm annoyed. Hi, Jenny. Yes, they sure did, Mr. Ranger Lab, for sure. Oh, DC rated me. Woo-hoo-hoo. Thanks, DC. That's so nice of you. I appreciate it so much. So nice. Thank you. So nice to see you. And go subscribe to DC. Go subscribe to Aaron and Clowntown. Yay. Woo-hoo-hoo. And Don. Oh, Nina. DC ran 4 minutes long. That's okay. Don't you worry. Thank you so much for joining. And hi, Kirsten, Sina, Sarah said kazoo, Tanya, Maggie Mumbles, and Casey. And hi, Becky. Aaron said John Melton and Ray. Yep. Here from DC's Ray, did the technical difficulties come with us? I like had it running for a while so my computer like could get used to it, and it was working fine. And now because people are watching me, I guess it's like not working super well, so we'll see. Aw, hi DC. It's so nice of you to send your people over. I really appreciate it. Hi, eclectic Mima. Gonna eat a Pop-Tart in honor of Raymathy Higathon. Hi, Zoe. And Nelkita. Hi, Nelkita. Hi, Lori. Yay, all these friends. Get out of Top Chat Purgatory and switch to live chat. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Is it even a stream if something didn't work? Right? Okay, let's play, and hopefully it works now that I have a lot of people watching me. Can you imagine? Hi, Sam and Charlene and Jen M. Thank you for being here.
Totally distracted.
You're at the airport.
Yeah, you're at the airport.
He's talking about virtual events now that the big part of COVID is like still very much pandemic, but people are going back to in-person work and like in-person events and stuff. So that's what he's talking about.
And so like, and here's what I know too, man, is if you are, I'll just say it, if you do believe in God and you're moving in that kind of direction, devil's going to distract you right at the time you need to pay attention. Your bell's going to ring right at the moment you need to hear something, and that would have transformed you. And so I would just highly encourage, we were
just talking about this a second ago. If you're just here from DC's Raid, during COVID, parents of young children had the ones I knew had a really tough time because they were supposed to be working, right? Working from home, but then they had to like take care of their toddler and then also somehow homeschool their 10-year-old while also working. And Ray's saying now, like, because COVID is pretty much like we're past the main horrible part of COVID, I guess, that like people aren't focusing as much during online events. And he's saying like the doorbell rings or like your kid needs you. That's like the devil getting in your way the moment that you need to hear something. Because just like with our Amway, I'm kicking something. Okay, I'm kicking shit underneath my husband's desk. Just like the Amway friends say, you have to follow around your diamond uplines with the off chance that you could hear the one thing that will change your life. So you can't go answer the door. You can't change your toddler's diaper because that's the devil trying to distract you. I hate that so much. Yes, no pressure to watch the whole thing. Oh, hi, Paige Actress. Thank you for joining. Ray is not not creative. Can you get another spiel other than the devil bestie? I love that. Hi, Becky Hubley. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it.
Starting most likely next week, we'll start offering virtual tickets to our event. But I would highly encourage you to be unreasonable. I mean, it's unreasonable nowadays because, I mean, when's the last time you were on a flight that wasn't delayed? I mean, I don't even remember. I mean, I think they're all delayed nowadays, right? Like when do you even show up anymore, right?
Yeah, they're either delayed or they lose our luggage because they weren't delayed. They were rushing. Yeah. That's been our experience the last couple months.
So it's a pain. It's a pain to travel. There is no question. But there's also power in being unreasonable and saying, I'm going to get there despite money. I'm going to get there no matter what. And being in that atmosphere is, you're out of your environment. And if you notice, even biblically,
he's going to tell us that it's biblical to get out of your environment to learn more and to like expand yourself. What was I going to say? Oh my God, what was I? Oh, being unreasonable. So I agree with being unreasonable in certain situations, right? Like I have like very specific needs for myself in a social setting, right? Like I need to be able to leave whenever I need to. I am very anxious around lots of people. Like I create like an exit strategy with my husband to make sure like we know like what time I want to be leaving the event at and like a signal if I need us to leave earlier. And like that might be annoying to some people, right? But like that's just what I need to feel comfortable and to actually like get out and socialize, right? And so that's not really unreasonable, but it's like making an adaptation to my daily life to just make it a little bit easier. Unreasonable in the sense like you have to guard like your mental well-being and your personal time, and it's a good thing to say no to things when you don't want to do them, right? Like I understand being unreasonable in the sense that like it may make someone else feel a little uncomfortable. You may be leaving an event earlier. You may be canceling dinner with a friend because you need like a mental health day, right? That makes sense in day-to-day life, but it's a whole other beast when you are being unreasonable in the sense that you're putting yourself into significant debt just to go to a conference when you're probably not actually going to make any money because of going to that conference. Like it doesn't matter if Ray says you might hear that one thing that will change your life unless you're able to take whatever they actually teach you and apply it and actually recruit people and keep them in your downline. It doesn't matter. Like you're not going to make money from this conference. So don't be unreasonable and put yourself into debt. That was very blabby. They are in the first stream of this DC, we were talking about the difference between Ray's and John's active listening style. Like I think John's I don't like what he's saying, but he's very professional here. He's just like kind of like smiling and nodding, like interjecting here and there. And in our last stream, we were thinking that Ray's kind of like blowing him off and waiting for John to be finished. Yeah, that's what we said in our last stream. You're just trying to get people to your conference. Exactly. Do you see even last time? It looks like, yes, like John actually respects Ray for sure. He totally does. Or he seems like he does. The same guy that sold the course to get millions of views on Reels, and he only has views in the hundreds or low thousands. I love that. Oh yeah, you knew him, right? Did you know him personally? He is presenting himself in a really professional manner in this video. Like if I didn't know him and I say like meeting him for coffee because like I work with him or something. It was the first time meeting him. Like I would think he's professional and respectful, you know? Oh, you knew him personally. How cool. How cool. Okay, you completely agree. Gotcha. Thank you. And it, like I was only unreasonable in the sense like it may annoy someone. It may annoy your friend if you cancel, but if that's what you need to do, then you should do that, you know? Oh, you know Ray personally too? Or like you've like talked to him before? Oof, that's so interesting. I love to hear some stories for sure.
When people were learning, they went up to the mountain. They changed their atmosphere. They changed their environment, and they're in a better learning capacity. And this is the first Faith Over Fear. We've been running an annual event for 10 years now, but this is the first Faith Over Fear ever. And we have John Maxwell, as I mentioned, as the keynote speaker, which I'm really excited about. And we just have a bunch of rock stars. I can't list them all. And we got Mr. John Melton, we got Nadia Melton, and we're really excited about that. And so we got a lot of rock stars. Definitely check out the link for sure.
Isn't it interesting how often too? By the way, if you need the link, drop the word faith in the comments. Drop the word faith in the comments, and we'll make sure to respond to you. I also see Bem and some of the team is on dropping the link in the comments as well. But isn't it?
There is value in changing your environment in order to be more efficient or proficient, right? Like if you're struggling to work at home, like to finish your schoolwork, maybe go to the library, maybe go to like a coffee shop. There is value in that. Like another thing that makes sense in regular day-to-day life, but in the MLM context, saying like, look, it's in the Bible. If you change your environment, you will flourish, right? And it doesn't matter because when you're at this MLM event, it's not like you're changing the environment of like where you're doing your like cold calls and your prospecting. You're just being around other people who have bought into Ray's vision and who believe that he has the answer to all of their problems. And it's not actually going to help you. And changing the environment is irrelevant because it's not going to help you. I feel like I'm going to say the same thing over and over and over again. What's the opposite of name dropping? Name vacuuming. Yeah, all these people, but I'm not going to tell you who they are. He told us a little bit. There's like Stormy Wellington, Justin Prince in the first part of this. Justin Prince, who else? I don't remember. I'm guessing you didn't book Jesse Lee. I wonder where the heck is Ray? It looks like he's in some basement office. I think it was DC in the last stream. We were wondering if he's in like the basement of a church, right? I think that's what we said. Anyone have a virtual ticket to this event? No. I wish. I hate when he pulls me out of a live. Oh, you hate when work pulls you out of a live. Got you. I'm sorry. That sucks.
Interesting, Ray, how often the people that need it the most have the most difficulty getting there, right?
Absolutely.
It's the investment. It's the biggest sacrifice.
Yeah.
The people that have the biggest struggle to get there and make it happen are the ones that need it the most. It's amazing when people are like, I can't afford to go. You can't afford not to. So
yeah, when you start switching your why not to your why to, right? Like if I can't afford an event, man, I really need to be there. like I need to get my butt there. Yeah. If I have no time control in my life, if I'm just running a hamster wheel every single minute of the day and there's no way I can take 3 days off, then I need it more than I think. And so like most people will justify downward, and that's why they continue to dink and dunk. But when you're unreasonable, when you say, hey man, I need this and it's really struggle and this is a tough decision, that's when you're actually.
Did I see Nicole for Breaking Even Communications up here? Or did I imagine it? Nicole, if you're here. Oh my gosh, yes, I totally missed you. I'm so sorry. I was like, oh my gosh, I ignored Nicole. I'm sorry, Nicole. I didn't mean to ignore you if you're still here. Hello. I'm sorry. Thank you for joining. I really, really appreciate it. It's so nice to see you. And I'm sorry for ignoring you. Okay, I had a point. What was my point? Okay, so those who, Nicole said I am here. Hello, go subscribe to Nicole at Breaking Even Communications. I will leave her name up for a little bit and you can subscribe to her, please. She is nearing 1,000 subscribers. So that's really cool and exciting. Very cool. It's easy for these two wealthy white individuals who are very wealthy don't experience like structural barriers to them participating in events or getting high paying jobs or hiring nannies and babysitters. It's easy for them to say those who can't get there are those who need to get there the most. What if you are a parent and you have 3 children and your spouse works 10-hour days and you work part-time so you can take care of the kids, and now you're gone for 3 days and your spouse truly cannot watch the children for however many days, and they just can't, and your family can't afford to get a babysitter for 3, 4, 5 days. What are you supposed to do when you have children who rely on you? Would Ray just say, oh, just bring them to the event? What if they're like 3 kids under 5? What are you going to do with 3 tiny, tiny kids in a hotel for several days at a time? What if you literally don't have the money and you don't want to put yourself into even greater debt to go to this event? That is being smart. You're like, hey, I don't have this money, so I'm not going to go. What if you don't have a car? What if you can't afford the bus ticket? What if you can't afford the gas? What if you can't afford the airfare? What if you have $60,000 in student debt and you don't want to add to the debt? There's so many valid reasons, and I can't stand that they're both telling us, doesn't matter if you don't have money, that means you need to get there. See, I like John, but I don't like John. I like his personality, but I can't stand what he's saying. Okay, I'm not seeing a virtual ticket available. Oh. Everyone, go type in Breaking Even Communications into your YouTube search bar and subscribe to Nicole, please. Yes, horrible. I can't afford flying over to US and buying all the Halloween stuff I want, so should I do it, right? What's GA? GA pass for this conference is $197. I couldn't find a virtual option. Oh, does GA like meet in person? I'm hiding in my room from the MLM Zoom meetings in my kitchen, but I'm essentially listening to another MLM meeting, although it's better with everyone's critique here. I feel like I missed a good comment from you, but I can't find. Okay, yes. From like a million years ago. I'm missing all the good comments. My family members are on a Sunday night training call right now. I just overheard the meeting leader say, remember, the business is life and life is the business. Oh, I'm sorry I missed this comment. I'm missing important comments. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so glad you are here. Thank you for joining us. And I'm glad you're finding value in the stream. What did Sarah say? Very easy for people who make money off the attendance, right? Right? Oh. Apparently, Ed Milet recommends sneaking into events if you can't afford them. Okay, general admission. Okay, thank you. Thank you. That makes sense. You know, there's never a valid reason not to attend an MLM or motivational event. What kind of mindset do you have? There's lots of reasons. I know that's literally like, doesn't matter if it's your kid's birthday, your kid's graduation, your spouse's whatever. Like, drives me bonkers. It makes me so mad because everyone has different priorities. For one person, it might be important to go to like a work social event so they can get to know their colleagues. For another person, they might be able to miss that and not really bother them. Like, I will never miss like my spouse's birthday for anything. I will never miss the hockey games of our favorite NHL team as well. That's really important to me. So if someone in an MLM is like, you cannot watch your hockey game because you have to be at our event, I'd be like, fuck you. No, not happening.
Rewarded. And one question you can ask yourself, and man, if you do this every day, I did this every day for 7 months, changed my life. And that is, what can I do today that would make me proud of myself? And what would make you proud of yourself? Doing something that you're scared of, right? Yeah. Doing something that makes you nervous, doing something uncomfortable. So some days it was having a conversation with my mom. Some days it was having a conversation with my wife. Some days it was, reaching out to someone that, I didn't think I had very good rapport with or was, bigger time than me or whatever. And some days it was, just doing the work when I didn't feel like doing it. But I can tell you, the more of that you do, the faster you grow, and all of a sudden you're just at a different level. If you're never stepping into faith and you're just relying on your eyes, just trusting what you see and whatever makes sense, whatever's logical, but whatever's reasonable, then you stay small under the. When you step it up and when you step into, I don't know what this is going to look like. This makes me uncomfortable. That's your
Sorry,
growth.
my
Yeah, it says on
freaking
or
screen is flickering. Again, let me know if the connection is so bad you can't hear what they're saying. I don't care if the video freezes, as long as everyone here can like clearly hear what they're saying, then I'm fine. But let me know if it's not good. Hi, SGB. It's so nice to see you. Ray's always trying on new personas, right? Again, I don't disagree with the fact that it's good to try things, even though you might be stressed out about it. But like, a reasonable thing, in my opinion, is like, oh, I don't want to go to the work social because I'm scared of like interacting with all my colleagues at once, because that's a relatable thing for me. Well, as long I will make myself go to that as long as I'm not having like a full ass panic attack. Like if I think I could get value from at least showing my face and trying to stay at a work event for a certain period of time, I will go because I will benefit from it. Maybe I'll make new friends. Maybe I'll gain more confidence. I agree with it. I agree with that in day-to-day life. I don't agree with it in the MLM context in here. Like you might be scared to go to the event because you're wondering how your kids are going to be and your spouse is going to be without you for 3, 4, or 5 days, and you're worried about the cost of the hotel and you're worried about your finances, but you still have to go anyways because you're scared, and that's the only way that you're going to grow and evolve. I don't agree with that. A lot of the stuff they tell us is relevant in like the broad day-to-day level. It's not relevant, and it's like DC says, twisty in the MLM context. I killed 3 spiders today. It was scary. I'm not super proud about it though. Oh, yeah, killing spiders suck. It's terrible.
that's a big sacrifice for me to invest that.
Yeah,
Like
no
you're the
doubt.
epitome. Like Ray, he goes all the time. We were
Yeah,
just at an
yeah,
event last week in California. I mean, it's
yeah,
just and and then people are like, how are you always so fired up? How are you always so passionate? You're so
yeah,
charged.
yeah.
And yeah, part of it is because I obviously make a lot of money and we have a lot of success. We have the proof now. But still, I know people that get a lot of money and they're not happy and they're not
That's
fulfilled.
right.
Right? Same with right.
Right.
I guarantee Ray can probably list off. No, he never would. He can probably list off dozens and dozens of top earners that do not feel
Oh yeah.
that fulfillment, that do not feel as excited as they were when they were on the rise, when they were
Yeah.
growing and building, and they were in the trenches and they didn't know if it was going to work and they didn't know what the heck they were doing and they were ignorance on fire. I know those people too. But what keeps
Yeah.
me so passionate, so it's events, it's being with people,
Yeah.
rubbing shoulders. And it's funny because you live in Florida, and we visited Florida a lot during COVID. So even during COVID, we were still traveling. We were still getting to events.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they were few and far between because there wasn't as many going on. But
Right.
I remember when we first came down to Florida for I don't remember what it was for. I think it was Nadi's birthday, and I think we.
Okay, we'll let him finish in a second. So he's so passionate and fired up because he makes a lot of money. That's one reason he makes a lot of money, and so that's why he's passionate. And then also because, my God, what was the other thing? I was putting my hair up. Oh, events, because he's rubbing shoulders with people. He's in the atmosphere. He is networking with other network marketers, and that's why he is growing so fast. So far, we have learned that to have fast success in MLM, we need to go to events, but it is Raymond's event we need to go to. We need to like take leaps of faith and do things that make us uncomfortable. If we are financially struggling and wondering whether or not we can make it to an event, then that's why we need to go. So that's how we have fast growth. At the very beginning of this video, John said fast and sustainable growth, but we haven't talked about sustainable. We've only talked about fast. Right? Yeah, he looks bored. He looks so bored. Hi, Sherry. Hello. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it.
Went out with you guys for a night, and we're like, wow, it's like so we're like with people and like nobody's
Yeah.
wearing a mask. Hallelujah. This is
Right,
amazing.
right.
But on a serious note, it's like, when you're just always doing the same thing and you're doing your videos and you're at your house and you're just like, I don't know why it's not growing or working for me. Now, here's the other thing. We should point this out. You did talk about this in the beginning, but some people will say, oh, well, but the economy and, the industry is down and like, it's not as
Sure.
easy as it was. Yes and no. I mean, are people still rank advancing
Well,
in your company? Drop it to the
for
comments.
sure.
Let me know. Are people still rank
Yeah.
advancing in your company?
But let
Because if
me,
they are, then you can
yeah.
too.
If people are still rank advancing in your company, then that means you can too. And it doesn't matter the state of the economy. It doesn't matter if you're introverted, if you're financially unstable, if you're experiencing other issues in your life. You just have to be toxically positive. You have to work through recessions when no one has any money, or you have to work through the fear of rejection because everyone knows that your MLM is a pyramid scheme. And you just have to ignore all those negative thoughts and get to an event, even though it's going to put you into even greater debt. Because I think Clowntown said general admission was like $197. That's just the price of the ticket. I don't know if food is included. It may or may not be. But unless you live in the same city, you are either driving or you are flying, right? And even if you live an hour or two away, you are still paying for gas. You are still paying for parking. And apparently travel in lockdown, right? Right? Why are you traveling around during lockdown? I don't know about you guys. I know it was different in the US. I know like different country, different reaction to COVID. Like for the first several months, no one went anywhere. Like we were in our homes. And then even after that, when things started to open up, masks and like vaccine cards and a lot of restrictions to keep the COVID numbers down. I was not going to other provinces during lockdown. Like I usually see my family like 2 to 3 times a year, and I didn't see them for 2 years or over 2 years because I was afraid of COVID. And even during the time when I could have gone, I didn't want to get on a plane around hundreds of other people, walk through an airport with thousands of people, and then hang out with my senior-ish parents, and like get them sick. And so I didn't see them for 2 years, which is a long time for me. It's making you giggle. That's funny. Hi, Zoe. How's it going? Nice to see you. Tell me more, Prophet. I'm going to have to dip out. I've given you... Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that so much. And I hope you have a nice evening. Yeah, let's ignore the pesky details like the economy. 209 even with a group rate. That's so much money. And I wonder, do you think that would be like without the fees and the taxes and like the special whatever hotel whatever levies on top of that, right? Because 200 plus everything else, like that's going to add up. I didn't realize I only had my house 4 years because after I finally moved in, after fixing plumbing drama, COVID started. Oh, feels like I've lived here forever. Aw. Now, Kita, do you have kitties in your picture? I see one kitty. Do you have two? I can't tell. That kitty's really cute, though.
But just think about this, okay? When did I come into the industry and get serious about this? When did a whole bunch of 2009?
Yeah.
How many was 19 years old?
19
years old, I made about the same as I did in 2009. And that was, before I was a top earner and all that stuff. But 2009, if you do the research, that's when some of the biggest earners today came into the industry, 2008, 2009. So if you're just looking with your eyes, right? If you're just like, well, Mark don't look too good, then you're going to think, oh, I can't get any rock stars. But if you understand how this actually works, is disruption is when people come into network marketing that otherwise wouldn't have. See, I was too good for network marketing. I was real estate.
Disruption is what makes people come into network marketing when they usually wouldn't. So disruption like a pandemic when millions of people lost their jobs and millions of people got sick and unfortunately passed away, right? Or what else? Like a recession in 2008. when people were desperate and scared and worried about feeding their children. And that's why you see MLM companies exploding in growth during the pandemic, because millions of people were scared, and those who were able to keep their jobs, maybe they were scared that they were in like a public facing workplace, like maybe they worked in retail and they didn't want to come in contact with thousands and thousands of people a day. Maybe they were a nurse and they were experiencing burnout or mental health struggles as a result of being a healthcare worker during the pandemic, and they were looking for something to do where they could feel more safe and like more healthy. Is that what you mean? So you're saying that turmoil and trauma and sickness and death is good for MLM? Is that what you're saying, Raymond? If so, that is a horrible, horrifying thing to say.
I was killing it. I flipped $1 million homes, right? So I was too good for network marketing. I didn't have anything to do it until the market changed.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, ooh, I got to do something different. And that's when I came in. So I believe the top earners in all of network marketing are going to be coming in the next couple of years. But some people will be so distracted with the media and inflation and politics and whatever else that they won't prospect anybody. So they'll continue to crumble and suck.
They're not prospecting anyone and continuing to suck because maybe they have a moral code of ethics where they're saying like, I can't reasonably ethically claim that this is going to help this single parent make money after just being laid off due to the pandemic, because I haven't even made any money yet. So I'm not going to claim that. So I'm not going to overstep my ethical boundary. And so therefore, I guess I'm not going to recruit. That's a good thing. Like, you are not sucking because you didn't want to recruit during the pandemic. You realized that it was a bad thing to do, and you realized that it's unethical. And so you didn't do it. That's a good thing, to have autonomy over your own decisions and establish and maintain your own boundaries. But in MLM, maintaining a boundary means you're not a good business owner. And like what Ray literally just said, means you suck. My eyes are itchy. As someone who has social anxiety, MLM culture would be torture to me. Same, Zoe, same. I completely agree with you. Just wait till the asteroid hits. Everyone will want to join. Pretty much, right? JLW said the same. It's sick how they see the recession as something good. And a million years ago, I did a stream with Bob Heilig, and he told us how to build our business through a recession. I hate it. Build your business off of really vulnerable, scared people.
When I interviewed John Maxwell a couple weeks ago, he's been at this for a while. He's written 88 books. He sold 34 million copies of his books. He's spoken on 13,000 stages. And he said, Ray, in 55 years of coaching, this is the worst environment I've ever seen, with the least amount of good leadership examples. Leadership is...
So was Jonathan Maxwell saying that about MLM, Ray? So he's saying to you, a famous MLM leader guy, there's no leadership in MLM. So he's kind of like backhandedly insulting you. Why? Like, I would take offense to that. If a big person in my industry looked at me and said there's no leadership, I would take offense. Would you take offense?
Needed more than ever. And so our event, the two main components, faith and leadership. And we even talk about,
for those who weren't in the first video, faith, he doesn't necessarily mean religion, which I think he does. I think it's both, but he says he means faith, taking a leap of faith and doing something even though it scares you, even though you wonder if it's going to work. That's what he means by faith in this context.
Addicted to your self-worth being your net worth. Yes, we want you to make more money. It's okay to have money. It's okay to have lots of money. And the Bible tells us that. It's okay to have lots of money. It's just not okay for money to have you. And so if you're putting your security, your safety, your status, your identity, your significance in your money, then you're going to either be sad when you don't have it or want more when you do got it. And so how do you...
If you're going to put your safety, your security, your identity into money, then like that's why you don't have it. Okay, well, Ray, like money is how I pay my rent. Money is how I buy my food. If I had children, it's how I would take care of my children. Of course, like money is connected to my security, money is connected to my safety. Because if I had zero money, then I wouldn't have the ability to sit in a private room with two pieces, like a computer and a monitor and a camera and a microphone, and be in privacy and be safe and secure. I would not have the ability to do this. And money does not buy happiness, sure, but in my opinion, it buys like security. Even if like I didn't have much money right after school, but I had enough to pay my rent, pay my expenses, and have food. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't have fed myself. And it's a common sales thing too. Excuse me, it's a common sales thing to say, like, disconnect your identity as a good salesperson, as a good person from the results of your prospecting conversation. So that is a normal sales tactic. But the issue here is that, like, they don't want you to react when negative things happen in your business. When you talk to 100 people and they all tell you no, then they want you to just ignore that negative feeling, ignore the fear that you might be experiencing, and just keep pushing. Like, they don't want you to question anything. They don't want you to wonder why everyone's saying no to you. And it's good to question things. It's good to wonder why you're not making money, because you were promised that you were going to. All you have to do is just follow my system, do what I tell you, and you're going to make money. It's totally fair to wonder why you're not. Rambly. It's not Maxwell House of Coffee, it's Maxwell Crock of Crud. How can there be leadership if everyone owns their own business? Right. The Bible says rich men are unlikely to get into heaven, so they're rich now. They have their reward. Hi, Julie. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just talking like basics, like pay your rent, pay your expenses, clothe yourself, have food, insurance. In the United States, you need insurance to like go to a doctor, not pay a bunch. Like basic health insurance, so you can take care of like your health needs. You know, I'm just thinking like basic things, nothing extra. Like in our capitalist society, money is necessary for basic survival needs. And he's saying like, oh, don't connect money to your security. Well, we need money to meet our basic needs in our society. We do. Yeah, money gives you options. Exactly. Yeah. Pewter is adorable. Aww. Okay, let's keep going.
You operate at a level where you can have and accumulate money and have the provisions for your visions and help out whoever you want to help out, be rich in good deeds without it being the only driver, right? Because there's a purpose for you that is much greater than just acquisition of money, right?
So money is the provision for your vision. So like, I think you're going to say like, it's the provision for you providing yourself like the life that you want, right? And like you having the impact on the world that you want to have. However, like you just said, we should not be tying our identity to money. So that is a very contradictory statement in my opinion. Oh, brilliant point, Marie. Yeah. It's mostly people that have a crap ton of money that say it doesn't buy happiness. Okay, Ray, if money doesn't buy happiness, donate all your money, except the financial amount that you would be required to meet your family's basic needs, and then donate the rest to charity. And then come back and talk. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't thinking of dental. Yeah, like across Canada, dentistry is not covered with like just healthcare. You have to pay out of pocket if you don't have insurance, and it's like $300 or something without any insurance at all. So yeah, the dentistry in Canada is extremely expensive. Extremely. I'm sure the reason more people don't have money in MLMs is because they don't want to. It's because they don't have the vision. It's because they're not taking a leap of faith. It's because they didn't go to events. It's because money is tied to their identity and their security. It's all their fault. Like, we all have deficiencies. I'm playing with my husband's like super glue. I should stop. because we all have like deficiencies that are causing our lack of success. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Go subscribe to Nicole, please. Breaking Even Communications. I'll put her name back up when I press play. How do you motivate people to join your scam if you aren't emphasizing how much money you'll make? They generally target people that need more money. Exactly. Great point.
And that's not to thwart money, right? You go make a bunch of money. There's nothing better than someone who's up to good things to have more wealth, to have more money, to have the provisions for your vision. And
didn't you just have like your biggest financial month recently? I remember you said
we
that
did through a couple things happened. It was our biggest profit month ever. We've had one other bigger revenue month, but we had our biggest profit month a couple months ago.
That's so cool. So, I mean,
Yeah.
the reason I like to point that out, because you've obviously been in this space for years and years and years, done
Yeah.
lots of different things to make an impact. To still, bad economy, have your biggest financial month, or at least one of your most profitable. I mean, that's like insane. And
sorry, my computer's having an issue. I'm going to turn my face off and let it calm down. So did you see Johnny's like, still, bad economy. You had the biggest financial month like so far. Sure, but he is like, I don't know how much the Higdon Group is worth, but like he is still an extremely wealthy individual who has his own massive business and who has like a built-in customer base. I'm still staring at the camera, even though my face is off, who has a massive customer base of people who will do whatever he tells them to do, who are extremely loyal, and who will continue to pay him no matter how much money they're losing or how much they're going into debt because of like the narrative that these two men are pushing. Like, despite the economy, despite lack of finances, be unreasonable and still get to the event, still stay in your MLM business because it will help you in the long run. And no, it's not going to. Why am I getting mad? It's okay. It's fine. It's basically ridiculous that teeth and eyes don't count as part of your body when it comes to insurance. Yeah, my work insurance that has no eye coverage, no vision coverage at all. And I was very shocked. I was like, excuse me, sir. It's like $1 million. Okay, is the other guy inside the Epcot Dome? Do you mean John, the one on the left? Have you hit 1K yet? I know you're really close. I don't think she has. I just checked. That's because they sold their soul and integrity on their way to the top. Yes. Okay, people are leaving rank makers. Ooh, Ray has also made a significant downsize on his home. I don't think their profits are good anymore for Ray. Okay, maybe I take back what I just said. But it's not shocking for like a celebrity in a specific industry with a large following to continue to make money during a financial downturn. It's not shocking. It's not shocking to me. Lucky my lupus meds get me at least free eye tests. Oh, that's good. I went to the eye doctor because I'm having like sensitivity to light stuff. It's nothing bad. They're just really dry. And like they just did like a bunch of tests and pictures and stuff. And that was free. Surprisingly, I expected to pay. And they're like, no, it's just like a health checkup. So it's free. But then like getting an eye test for glasses is not free. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
It just shows people that there's I remember a mentor said this one time. He's like, there's plenty of money out there, and it's not like it leaves the earth, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the economy, it's like, but it's still here. It's just circulating in different places than it was maybe a year or two ago. It's just still here.
Right.
You might say, well, it's not worth as much. It's still worth a lot, though. I mean, it's like, you know, it still pays the bills. How many sort of agree? Like, you go shopping, they don't say, well, you know, you can pay with your good looks. Unfortunately, that wouldn't work well for a lot of us, right? You still need the paper.
For either of us, at least.
Yeah. Well, you know, it ranks up there with oxygen. It is kind of an important thing, right? To have money.
So because money still exists, money is still out there floating around. You don't get to say that you're having money issues. You don't get to live in low income or poverty. You don't get to make minimum wage, which is outrageously low across Canada, but especially in the United States, outrageously low. So you don't get to be worried and scared about your like insecure financial ability or financial state, right? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's still money. People are still living in low income in your MLM, Jonathan, and also in your MLM coaching business. I wonder, I know Aaron's not here anymore, but I wonder if if John like recruits his Modere downline into his coaching business. Probably. The guy on the left is John Melton. He is another MLM coach, and he's also in Modere. Modere. That's good. Then they should advertise it. Friend of the family took a while till she went to the optometrist to find that she had a tumor pushing on her eye. Oh no. That's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I was shocked. I was ready to pay. I'm glad it's nothing serious and I just have to put eye drops in like a million times a day. But yeah, I wish they would. That's true. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, I'm no economist, but I feel that demonstrates a fundamental misunderstanding of how money works, of capitalism as well, right? 5% increase for disability in line with inflation finally this autumn in Ontario, no, Kita? That's amazing. I don't think that happens everywhere. Yes, John Milton. You're adding it to the clown. I was going to say to your clown list. Adding this clown to your list for sure. No.
Give an example.
Yeah.
I believe you watched Sound of Freedom, right?
Yes.
So at the, I watched Sound of Freedom.
He's going to talk about child trafficking. Yeah, he's going to talk about child trafficking, like nothing in like super detail. But yeah, if you don't want to hear it, you can exit out of the video now if you'd like. Oh yes, no, Kita, I remember you saying you're in Ontario, just outside of London. I've been to London. It's nice. I like that place. Yeah, he has lovely teeth. I think he's a handsome guy for sure. No.
I was kind of hesitant.
I yelled no because my computer's being a dick. He's talking about a movie like Sound of Freedom, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to go because he knew he would be sad.
I'm probably gonna cry. Do I really want to go to this? So drop a 1 if you saw the movie. Who has at least seen the movie? All right, whether you like it or not. I mean, I don't know anyone that saw and didn't like it. But drop a 1 if you've at least seen, the movie. Am I seeing comments? I don't know. Someone may. So drop a 1 if you've seen it. So
we have a lot of ones.
If you're someone that cares, you probably ask yourself the same question, right? That I did, and that is, what can I do about this? And so and for those that don't know, it's about human trafficking and child trafficking, et cetera. And it's terrible. There are more people in slavery now than during before Civil War. And so you probably asked yourself, if you've seen it, you said, what can I do about this? And it just came to me. I mean, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And that is, what can I do about it? I can help equip people to make more money, to do more good deeds. And I can help equip people to make more money and to find their purpose and their fulfillment in helping others. And that's something that it just made total sense to me.
I have lots to say. I wanted him to get his thoughts out. I'm pretty sure Nicole has. And I think I've done one video on breaking even communications. No, not on breaking even communications, on Chalene Johnson. But I'm pretty sure I've seen a Nicole video with Chalene before. Okay. The movie is total QAnon propaganda. I did not know that. He's a conspiracy theorist who hurts the cause of people who actually know what they're doing. He's superhero LARPing and asking people to pay to go along. So I have no idea what the video is about or what the movie's about, but it's so shocking to me that he is saying like he's going to contribute to what he thinks are worthy causes by helping people in MLM make more money so they can contribute to worthy causes. Well, if he has so much money Why can't he just contribute to the worthy cause himself? Why have the middle person of the MLM distributor who makes more money because of Ray, who then goes on to donate to a cause of their choice? Oh yeah, Nicole, I think Maggie was asking about Chalene Johnson. Have you done a Chalene Johnson video? And it's just so funny that he's like, make it seem like he's so altruistic and so charitable because he's helping people make more money who can then go and donate. That's not why you're doing it. You don't actually care if people make more money. You care if people continue to buy into your coaching business. That's all you care about. So stop trying to connect your MLM coaching business to some higher charitable cause when we know it's false. We know you're just making this up. You're just making this up. Yes. Yeah, good deeds will not fix human trafficking and slavery. Aaron Voice, don't join an MLM, folks. Yes, I agree. I should actually let him finish his thought because I didn't let him finish. Yeah, what is it? Help other people make money so they can help. He isn't going to help, but maybe people under him will be good humans. Why can't he just donate to a charity that helps victims of human trafficking? Why can't he do it? He's wealthy. He's worth a lot of money. Why do his underlings need to do it? Even the idea that it could is shocking to me, right? MLM scammers and the guy at the center of Sound of Freedom are the same kind of scammer, really. Oh, maybe I should look into this movie. Maybe I should look into it. Yes, you've done 2 Chalene videos and 1 live stream about her son, Brock, who is an Instagram expert. Yes, I remember seeing that for sure. It's actually a good people MLM. Recruit 2 people to be good and outsource the do-gooding to the downline forever. Love that. That's so funny. It's a USA's economy of good deeds as a stand-in for human rights. Like, let's not. Very, very much not. Oh, and hi, Becky. I don't know if I said hi to you. It's nice to see you here. Yes. Why not pay people? Why not, instead of having a business based off the financial suffering of others, why not open up a nonprofit? Why not donate to charity? Why not volunteer? Why not volunteer with your whole family? Why not donate to a food bank? There's so much you can do to be a charitable person and to help those who are less fortunate than you.
Because I'm not Tim, right? I'm not black masking it in the Congo or like going undercover. Like that ain't that ain't my calling.
It's not my calling to black mask it in the Congo. So are you insinuating that there's only child trafficking in the Congo, sir? Or in countries that are not the United States? That seems like a weird thing to say because there is trafficking, child human trafficking everywhere, even in Canada and the United States. It's not just in Africa, sir. It's not just in Latin America, sir. That I remember this comment pissing me off. What do you think about it?
But what if I help 25 network marketers build their businesses and all 25 of them donate something $100 million? How many kids will that save because of their operation and because of what that would fund, right? That would make a difference. And so that's what you can do. So all of these things that tug on your heart, right, that you're like, man, I wish someone would do something about it. Well, your money could help that, right? Your time may or may not, depending on the situation, but there's only a finite amount of time, right? We got to have time for our family, for everything else in our life, for ourselves. But with more money, you can do more good. And so one of my biggest things here is help people develop more purpose so they have more money, they have the provisions for their vision, and that's one of the big things we're going to focus on at the event is to help you have more money, get more money, not be owned by it. You're not a slave to it, not be in love with it, but to see it as the resource that can be used to go make a big difference.
Right.
But I thought money wasn't supposed to be tied to our identity, right? So you want us to be good people who want to donate to worthwhile causes, but you don't want us to be tied to that money and you don't want us to be a slave to that money. So what does that mean? How is one a slave to the money? Because not only are we using our money to we're not only using our money to like provide for our basic needs, but now you also want us to go out and donate. So that's like two things, two purposes that we are trying to get our money for. So I don't really understand, like, it's a big balancing act. Like, you need to want money so you're successful, but you don't like be a slave to your money, which I don't like that wording. That's a really weird, problematic way to put it, in my opinion. But he's not actually giving us any like tangible pieces of information here. Like, where's the middle ground where you want your money enough so it's provision for your vision and it helps you find your higher purpose, but you're not obsessed with money and it's not tied to your identity? I don't understand. I don't understand. Yes, white saviorism. For sure. But why would those people donate to your chosen cause? Are you asking people to donate? Right? Right? Is that part of like your teaching in Mank Makers? If you make six figures, make sure you donate to a worthwhile charity. So strange. They could be the same as you and keep all the money they make for themselves. Exactly. I wonder what causes Raymond supports. I wonder. Oh yes, blessed to be a blessing, prosperity gospel. Oh. Like, you come into wealth through your MLM, and so you have to spread the wealth to others, right? Yes, it does. It does. Time spent volunteering does help. It does help worthwhile causes, for sure. For sure. Go to a food bank with your kids and help them serve food to those who are homeless in your city. Like, that's a wonderful thing. And it's also a learning opportunity for your kids. Ray, help others by paying me money, but don't be wanting money too much. Yes, exactly. Want money as a provision for your vision, but don't want money. Don't want it. Don't tie it to your identity. He owns millions, couldn't do a thing. It's other people's millions. Exactly. Exactly.
The direct correlation to the value you bring to the marketplace. The more people you serve, the more people you help, the more money you make, especially in this profession. And you're one at one of your first events where we were at the Operation Underground Railroad years and years ago. And then we eventually, in 2020, actually right before COVID, we went to Tony Robbins' 60th birthday party. And he talked about, he had Tim there. They talked about the movie and they talked about all the things. And of course, it took a while to come out, which makes you think because of, some of these studios not wanting to produce it. But, they made it happen. And, at the end of the day, we've donated over $100,000 over the years to Operation Underground Railroad because people like you and Tony and others.
Operation Underground Railroad. I'm just Googling something. Underground Railroad, Tony Robbins. Pause. Is this it? Is this Tony's? Okay. So apparently Tony has a charity to help people who are victims of human trafficking. Okay, this is on Tony Robbins' website. See Tony Robbins up there. I should have looked into this. I didn't make the connection. Okay. Human trafficking is the worst part of our humanity, and it's hidden in plain sight. It's hard not to ignore it because it's so unbearable to think about. When you hear about it on the news or see it in a movie, most people turn it off because it's simply too hard to imagine a child of your own, a sibling, a niece, a nephew, or godchild in such a situation. It's difficult and it's dark, and most people don't want to face the darkness. But one organization, Operation Underground Railroad, is looking at darkness directly in the eye. It's the past 6 years of existence. They have rescued 3,500 victims and assisted in the arrests of more than 1,500 traffickers around the world through coordinated cause operations and recovery programs. Their work and mission is one that Tony and Sage Robbins are deeply passionate about. Listen to the interview with our Operation Underground Railroad founder, Tom Ballard, on how they're working to eradicate human trafficking and incredible stories of survival and healing. So Tom Ballard is the one that started this company. I have not done any research on this at all. So like I did make this connection when I was preparing for this. So these are some episode notes. Raising money for, what's it called? Operation Underground Railway at Business Mastery, which is a Tony Robbins event. So he's not actually, like, it's not his company, but he is like connecting his face to it to use his platform and his power and influence to like push the cause more, right? And it makes it seem like Tony's really dedicated to the cause, even though, like, say if he's the only one who donated the $100,000 that they've collected over the years. Let's see Tony Robbins' net worth. Let's see. 600 million, just the first Google result. So he's worth 600 million, and so like he should be donating more money than that. That's a tiny fraction of his wealth. Yep. And I love this point. Can you imagine using child slavery to market your stupid scam? Exactly. Sounds like he's trying to say he's a good altruistic person without donating money to charity or volunteering his time. I'm on disability. Yeah. Great. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Not everyone has the financial ability to donate, but it's great that when you're able to, you volunteer, because that is also extremely valuable. Exactly. Hi, Flo. How's it going? Yeah, exactly. Great point. K. Marie, most kids who are trafficked are teens thrown out of their homes. Yeah, I don't know anything about this organization at all. It's not a good resource for supporting kids. Oh, Vice News has previously reported a number of our claims about its work are dramatically overstated. Really? People who volunteered for R have raised concerns that it could actually have been creating demand. Oof. I'm glad you guys know about this. I'm glad you guys know about this. That's cool. I'm glad you guys know. Going to foreign countries on undercover missions that at times have seemed to consist of walking around bars and sex clubs asking for underage girls. Yes, exactly. He's just trying to disconnect himself from the like sketchy ass history of his industry and of just him in general by saying, look, I'm a good person. I donate. Look, our friend Tony Robbins is connected to this charity that helps trafficking victims. And then you guys just say, like, you guys know it's not the most fabulous charity in the world, right? And we've just seen, like, Tony Robbins is not actually, like, it's not his company, it's not his organization, but he's putting his face on it, so he seems more charitable and altruistic. And then John and Ray are mentioning it, so they seem more charitable. It bothers me. It bothers me.
Exposed us to Operation Underground Railroad. So thankful for that. Yeah. And, it really is giving back and making a difference. And, that's really the DR profession, right? It's like, you ever be a top earner, even if you're like, I like that. They're not my type of leader. It's like, yeah, but you know what? The reason they're where they are and they're on that stage and they're getting the edification, they got the business and the income that they do, it's because they made a big impact and they took that faith and they took that chance. Right. Even if they were fearful, right? Most people are not fearless. Most people are fearful. They're nervous. They're like, I don't know if it's a good idea. Is it, worth to do this? And you look back and you're like, wow, man, that leap of faith changed everything. So get registered for the event. Like Ray said, there are some tickets available. Not many, but there are some tickets available. You go to My Lifestyle.
Sorry, I'm going to keep my camera off because my computer's messed up. Get registered for the event so you too can make lots of money and donate to a sketchy charity like Operation Underground Railroad. Get registered for the event so you can use money as a vehicle for your mission or something. Was that what a vehicle for your vision? I don't remember. But make sure that you do not make it your identity. So want money, but don't want money at the same time. And change your work environment, your learning environment, so you can expand and grow your business, right? said on my Etsy, I have a donation section where people can pay $175 for a stitch marker, and I donate $1 to a chosen cause. The $75 goes for fees, material costs, stuff like that. I love that. I don't have a perfect number, but estimated almost $200 donated. That's awesome. I love that. That's great. That's so cool. Can't necessarily donate myself, but it's one little way I've been able to do something to help a few charities. That's great. I love that so much. That's fantastic.
academy.com/faith, or drop the word faith in the comments if that's easier.
Yeah.
We'll come to you.
Sure.
We're having like 7 places, so we'll get everybody as quickly as possible. And Ray, I appreciate you so much. And you're making a big difference in our life and so many others in the profession. We appreciate your leadership, your mentorship, and your friendship. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
So to clarify one thing, if you do decide to go super VIP, you get to come to my wife's birthday party, which is on the 6th, the night of the 6th. And
super VIP, you get to go to what's her fate, Jessica's birthday party. I don't want to go to someone's birthday party that I don't know. That's not a benefit for me. That is my nightmare. I don't want to go to a party. No, thank you. Oh, I'm glad you do lots of volunteer work. That's fantastic. I love that.
And you also get, all your lunches covered, and you get into a special session with John Maxwell on day 3. And so, like, for example, he does an event called Live to Lead. He speaks for 25 minutes. He's speaking for up to 4 hours at our event. And so you're going to get a lot of John Maxwell. He's helped a lot of people. He's been very helpful to me as well. And so, yeah, we're real excited, and, being reasonable. There is no logic that says I should, man, it's going to be uncomfortable. Be unreasonable and see how your growth follows.
I love that. And by the way, we've got people that are going to say, because I've already had this conversation, and say, oh, well, John, but our company has an event that same month. And I'm like, we're going to both. We're going to both. A lot of people are going to both. So it's just... and I'll
just say this, and I really do believe this, and I really do. I teach my team this.
So he's saying, like, a lot of people would say, John, we have a company event this month. Yeah, go to both. But Jonathan, people in your downline are probably not making any money, and they're already going into debt to go to the Modere event. That's not going to make a difference. Then you're like, you have to go to Ray's event too, or else you're not a serious business owner. And I was going to say something else. It's so interesting to me how 2 famous MLM coaches are like cross-promoting each other, because John and Ray are both going after the same people to be a part of their company, and they're like in direct competition with each other. So it's super interesting that John wants his people to go to Ray's event, because what if that means that John loses out on clients, right? Yes, I don't want to go to Jessica's birthday party. And can you imagine your spouse, your husband, inviting strangers to your birthday? Yes, exactly. Okay, it's a really great resource to find legitimate quality. Yes, charities to donate to that actually do what they say they do. Exactly. I should have made the connection when I was preparing for this to look into that, but I didn't. I think I was working while listening to it, and so maybe I wasn't like fully engaged. That could have been an interesting like deep dive, I guess. But yeah, I'm glad you guys know about it, and you guys were adding lots of awesome insight.
If you have to choose, go to your company event, because if you have to choose, you're in a time and money resource issue, and which is tied to your belief in your faith, and you get belief and faith from your company because you're going to say, oh, they're in my exact company. So if you're battling, if you have to pick, I would actually suggest going to your company event, because if you're in that resource restriction, so you just can't do both, then you probably need to increase your faith in the company, and being at the company event is very important.
So if you can't afford to go to both events in the same month, it's not that like you just don't have money and you don't want to go into debt. It's that you don't have faith. You need more faith. And so you should go to your company event so you can increase that faith. And then maybe next year you'll be able to afford both events. What does your wife's birthday have to do with building my MLM business, sir? Why am I paying extra at a business conference for things that have nothing to do with business? Yes. It's possible. If possible, can you do a deep dive at some time in the future? Yeah, maybe. I've never done no, I've done one charity focused MLM video. I did Monet Gratitude, just their grant program, because I have a really big history, like employment history and grants and like granting and like managing granting and like grant seeking programs, right? And so maybe I could think about like looking at the connection with these MLM friends and Tony with that charity, maybe. I will consider it. I like we'll need to like find enough research and like actually make it like a cohesive video. I don't like script anything, obviously, clearly, but I just need to make sure that I can like put things together in a way that like flows and makes sense. But yeah, I think that would be interesting to see like the MLM connection to this charity, right?
But do
And
both
pray on
if
it.
you can. But
Do both if you can. Pray on it and see
Yeah.
would this be helpful? Because I can tell you, man, people are going to be on fire. People that come to both, they're going to be on fire coming into that company event. I guarantee you.
Love it. Well, I appreciate you, brother, so much. Can't
Yeah,
wait to see
man.
you. We're gonna have fun.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Have a safe flight. Hopefully it happens.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, me too.
Good, brother. Bye, everyone.
So we're done. We're done. That was all. That was a lot. I'm really glad I split this into two videos because it's like hour 15 minutes already, and my other video was over an hour too. Yes, we saw lots of Jessica on Play to Win. I remember that for sure. Vice has a lot of articles about. Do they just say our? Like how do they say OUR? It would be super interesting to share these connections. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The researchy videos are a bit harder because like I need time to like find this stuff and then like put it all together. I remember the most researchy video I did was one on like the Amway founding families, and that took a long time. Oh, and then the Amway rank video that literally took me hours and hours and hours to study for. I'm glad it went well though. Okay, you get belief and faith from your company. Wow, that's some spiritual manipulation. Exactly. Exactly. And it's not you're not making money because you don't have faith. You're not making money because that's how the industry is set out. Oh, you're welcome, Sandra. I appreciate you, as I said, like sharing information about the charity and just like giving us a bit of context, because like you don't know just reading that little blurb on Tony's website whether or not it's actually a legitimate charity. So I'm glad you provide a little bit of like broad context for sure. I think it added a lot to the conversation, so thank you so much. Excuse me. So I'm gonna go live again on Tuesday, like I usually do. I'm just looking in my phone because I have my next video topic in here, and I can't remember what it's called. It's like 5-day downline. Yeah, 5daydownline.com. Unlock your downline success with Steve J. Larson. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on this guy. On Tuesday. I need to read the page a few more times, but I think it'll be really interesting. And I hope you can join another MLM coaching video. I feel like I'm in my MLM coach phase, and I have been for a while. I definitely go through phases on this channel. It's like Beachbody, then Amway, then MLM coaching, and then Amway again. But yeah, another MLM coaching video will occur on Tuesday. I agree, Marie, for sure. I completely agree. Yeah. I loved that video. It was so fun. I just talked about grants for like an hour. Yeah. Yeah, because I have a lot of experience in that area, like different kinds of grants, and I thought it was a really good video. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for hanging out with me for a bit of a longer stream for me. Thank you to DC for sending friends my way. Thank you to all these people who stayed. I can't believe there's still 39 people in my chat. That's so cool. And Lisa's going to watch on Tuesday. Thank you. That's not a grant video. That is the 5-day downline video. But yes, watch on Tuesday if you want another MLM coach thingy, for sure. You're welcome, Des. Take care of. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.